सरस्वती भगवती निशेषजाड्यापहा। मातृ प्रणाम 1 2 3 स्वस्थ।
श्लोक अर्थ। जो विद्या की देवी भगवती सरस्वती कुंद के फूल, चंद्रमा, हिमराशि और मोती के हार की तरह धवल वर्ण की है, और जो श्वेत वस्त्र धारण करती है, जिनके हाथ में वीणा दंड शोभ्यमान है, जिन्होंने श्वेत कमलों पर आसन ग्रहण किया है, तथा ब्रह्मा, विष्णु एवं शंकर आदि देवताओं द्वारा जो सदा पूजित हैं, वही संपूर्ण जड़ता और अज्ञान को दूर करने वाली माँ सरस्वती हमारी रक्षा करें।
Thank you, Mr. Vishesh and Miss Divya. Now, I would like to request our dignified chief invitee for the session, Dr. Bharti Ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Shamlal College Evening, University of Delhi. She has more than 13 years of teaching experience. Ma'am completed her undergraduation, post-graduation and PhD from University of Delhi itself. Ma'am has got more than a dozen research papers published in various renowned journals. Ma'am has also rendered her papers and works in national and international seminars. Ma'am possesses remarkable understanding on hyperbolicity, energy variability, and chaos in non-linear dynamical systems. Ma'am, we extend a sincere welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm glad to be invited by Graduate Scholars Talk Series GSTS 17, organized by Department of History and IQAC, Shamlal College Evening, University of Delhi, convened by Dr. Manish Kamwar and coordinated by Dr. Pramod Kumar and Dr. D.N. Singh. It is a great initiative took by Department of History of our college, especially Dr. Manish Kamwar. I congratulate you and your team for successfully completing 16 GSTS series, and today it is 17th one. I have gone through your series posters continuously on college group and found that your speakers are not only inter-college but also inter-university. These kind of knowledgeable activities not only increase knowledge in our students but also encourage them, motivate them to come forward, prepare these activities, to participate in such activities, ultimately enhance their leadership skills, which is most important part of the learning students are gaining from their college life. Nowadays, subject knowledge contents related videos are easily available on web, but we teachers should take care of our students' skill development by organizing this kind of events, also like debating competitions, etc., which gave them platform to recognize their skills and polish it. Today's topic of GSTS is actual Vedic mathematics in ancient India. And the speaker I found in poster is Mr. ANANT JOSHI. Mr. ANANT JOSHI is a brilliant student of BA program second year. I myself taught him for last 3-4 semesters. This year, Mathematics Department found its Mathematical Society, Eureka, and organized Mathematics Annual Fest Infinity 2021. Anant came forward to handle all fest-related works. So I know his leadership qualities and I taught him, so knowledge, eagerness to learn something, excellent. So the topic on which he is going to speak is actual Vedic mathematics in ancient India. I don't want to talk much, or I initially even not anything about the topic because I'm here to listen him. So let him speak. We'll discuss the rest at the end. So go ahead, Anant. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. We are honored to have your presence here, and we are grateful to you for inundating your wisdom and such stupendous understanding. Let me advert you peeps, we are also going to recognize Speaker of the Month for May 2021 toward the end of this session. So sit tight and stay connected. Moving on, I would like to call the Speaker of the Day, Mr. Anant Joshi, who is going to speak on one of the most bemusing concepts, that is actual Vedic mathematics in ancient India. And after listening to his words, some of our misconceptions related to this topic are certainly going to be caused. Mr. Ananth Joshi.
Thank you, Mudit. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Namaskaram. First of all, thank you to the teachers, faculty, Bharti ma'am and Manish sir, to being present here, and all the other teachers. And thank you all the friends and my classmates so being present here. So let's get started with the topic. So mathematics or Ganit. When you think about this subject, we come across to some symbols which are addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. But do you also think that maths is only a subject of these symbols? Actually, it is not. Because when we are thinking maths is only a subject of these symbols, we deny that the wide maths is a wide approach, it is a wide concept. Even there are endless facts that beautifully says that the universe has some fundamental languages that are music and mathematics. And even music is also correlated to mathematics. Because at a particular beat, we feel that this is music, but some ups and downs, some plus and minus in that beat make that music a noise, isn't it? So this is all about the universe, music, and mathematics. Now, Shakuntala Devi once said that without mathematics, there is nothing you can do. Everything around you is mathematics. Everything around you is numbers. So even today, I'm talking to your platform through a Google Meet. And right now, my audio packets and video packets has been transferred into bits. And this bits has been transferred through internet to your devices. And what are bits? Bits are just a representation of number. So we all are surrounded by numbers. And today, when we are starting our topic, that is actual Vedic mathematics in ancient India. So now there is a question arises that why my topic is about actual Vedic mathematics instead of Vedic mathematics in ancient India. So the reason behind my topic is actual Vedic mathematics is because the mathematics that has been taught today as Vedic mathematics is so much different from the actual Vedic mathematics that has been done in the ancient time. Let me give you an example to understand what the actual mathematics is and what the Vedic mathematics we have been taught till ages. So the mathematics we are going with today, there is an example. So I will like to tell you your date of birth without actually knowing it. It seems amazing, right? So let's get started. So you have to first take your month number. Suppose you were born on March, so you have to take your number 3. Suppose you were born on December, so you have to take your number 12. So anyone have taken the number, month number?
Yes, Ananth. I
Okay.
did.
Now you have to double it. You have to multiply it by 2.
Done.
Then you have to add it by 5.
Okay.
Then you have to multiply it by 5.
Okay.
Then you have to put 0 in the end. Whatever the number is, put 0 in the end.
Okay.
And now add the date when you're born. Suppose you're born on 27th of March, add 27 to it.
Done.
Okay, what's the number?
759.
759. That means you're born on 9th of
It's
actually
769.
what's the number is
769.
769. So you're born on 19th of 19th of May, right?
Right.
Okay, so thank you. These was some tricks that has been based on a book. So these tricks have been based on a book that is written by Bharti Krishna Tiraj that you can see in the presentation. And Bharti Krishna Tiraj ji written a book called as Vedic Mathematics. And that book includes some of the calculation that you can solve mentally to solve huge problems. And it also includes some of the game that I did here. And this make maths more interesting. But the point is, Bharti Krishna Tiraj ji introduced this book, Vedic Mathematics, as this mathematics books contain the sutras or the formulas from the Ved. But actually, there are many researches that has been going on, and by these researches, it has been proved that the claim of Bharti Krishna Tiraj ji is found to be invalid. That means that the book Vedic Mathematics that is written by him is not related to Veds at all. So what is the development of mathematics in the Vedic period? If Bharti Krishna Tiraj ji was not talking about the actual Vedic mathematics, so what was the actual or the real Vedic mathematics? So let's get started with the topic, actual Vedic mathematics in ancient India. So before going ahead, with the Vedic period, let me tell you about the development of mathematics in the Indus Valley civilization. So you will be thinking like, am I kidding that there is a mathematics in the oldest civilization? No, I'm not. Let's see the further slides. So there you can see there is some bricks in the Indus Valley civilization. So when the excavation has been going on, we came across some bricks, and these bricks have the approximately the same ratio, and the ratio is 4:2:1. And without the knowledge of shape, without the knowledge of the dimension, how can they do that? That means the people lived in Indus Valley civilization have a beautiful knowledge about the dimension and the shape. And there are further excavation and archaeological investigation that proves that the people lived in Indus Valley civilization having a standardized unit of weights. That means it is found that there is a unit mass of weight 28 grams. Not only this, in the Indus Valley civilization, there are some masses that has been found that is used to weighing substances that you can see here as well. And these masses can be seen from very beautiful shapes, from the cone to tetrahedron to hexahedron. That means people lived in Indus Valley civilization not only having the knowledge of standardizing the weight, but they also have the knowledge of the three-dimensional figure. That's why we found these shapes like tetrahedron, hexahedron, and conical shapes there. And not only this standardization in the weight, we also found this standardization in the length as well. You can see in the right-hand side, there is a scale, which is today we know as Mohenjo-daro scale. And in this Mohenjo-daro scale, the unit length is 1.32 inches, which is 3.4 centimeter. And this unit length says that there is a standardization in the length. And not only this, this unit length has been divided into 10 equal parts that we can see in our scales as well. And these 10 equal parts can be used in making a precise measurement. That means that the people living in Indus Valley civilization also having the development of decimal at that time. Not only this, there has been excavation in the Lothal, apart on the Indus Valley civilization, and the investigations or the excavation in the Lothal proves that the people lived there have a very good knowledge that how to calculate the distances of a stars, and they use this navigation, this concept for the navigation, because we know at that time there were no magnetic needles, there were no anything that you can find out the directions, right? So they use this concept to find the directions, to navigate them. And this is a unit, this is also a branch of mathematics which is called as astronomy. So before going ahead with the Vedic age, let me tell you how I divide the development of mathematics in the ancient India. So I divide the development into three parts. The first part is Shilpa Shastra. And what is Shilpa Shastra? Shilpa Shastra talks about the construction of monuments, construction of temples, construction of big idols that have some symmetry, some geometry in them. Not only this, Shilpa Shastra also contains Vastu Shastra. And there are so many scriptures that has been written for Shilpa Shastra. And the second part is Jyotish Shastra. Jyotish Shastra is the study of light, where we are studying light. And it includes astronomy, astrophysics, astrology, and time computation. And in order to be good in computing the time, you should be good in various aspects of maths. You should be good in trigonometry. You should be good in geometry. You should be good in calculus. So at that time, they were good in Jyotish. They know how they do astronomy, how they use these star distances to navigate them. So we can say that there is some development in the ancient time. And the third part is Kalpasas, which was very, very much important in the ancient period. And we will talk about the Kalpasas later. First, I want to tell you that there is two branches of Kalpasas. First branch talks about how to perform a yajna. What are the rules? What are the instructions to perform a yajna? And the second branch talks about how to construct a yajna or a Vedi. So there are two branches. One talks about how the construction of Vedi, and one talks about the rules and the procedure to perform a yajna. And the procedure of construction of Vedi is under the subset of a Sulba Shastra. And what is Sulba Shastra? Sulba Shastra, there are so many formulas of Sulba Shastra that include Sulba Sutra. And in Sulba Sutra, many mathematicians at that period gave their sutra or the formula for the construction of Vedi or the Yajna. So there is a notable person who is Bodhyana, and Bodhyana gave a theorem in 800 BCE, And this theorem is Pythagoras theorem that we taught in schools, in colleges as well. So the theorem is Dirgha Chatura Shashya Shanya Rajuha Parshamani Trigamani Cha Pritaga Bhute Kurutasta Durbhayam Karoti, which is in translation called as a rope stretched along the length of a diagonal produces an area which is the vertical and horizontal sides made together. And the interesting thing is that the Pythagoras, who is credited for the Pythagoras theorem, gave the Pythagoras theorem in after 250 years when the Bodhyana gave its theorem in the Sulba Shastra. And not only this, Bodhyana also give the value of under the root 2, which is accurate up to 5 decimal places, which is 1.41428. It's quite amazing because thousands of years ago, they know how to calculate the hypotenuse, perpendicular and base, what are the relation between them, and they also knew the value of under the root 2. And not only this, there are so many mathematicians that has been popular. They have been credited for the Sulba Shastra, and there are so many formulas for them. Such majorly formulas are Manava Sulba Sutra and Apastam Sulba Sutra, that having a great value in the field of mathematics in the ancient period. Now, when we are talking about numbers or the mathematics, so I want to tell you that how huge numbers are used in that time. So in that time, there is a prayer of Ashwamedha Yajna, and this prayer has been used during the sunset or the sunrise, and this prayer is in Yajurveda Samhita. And this prayer contains huge numbers from 10 to 10 the power 12, and 10 the power 12 is the huge number. You have to put 1, and then you have to put 12 zeros. It is such a huge number, and thousands of years ago, we are using these huge numbers in a prayer. So it is quite astonishing. And not only this, I will tell you our Sanskrit grammar scholar, who is Panini. Panini works on various concepts. He works on Boolean logic, he works on null operator, he works on context-free grammar as well. So you were thinking like, what's so special in this? So I want to ask you, what is context-free grammar? Context-free grammar is a way to represent all the possible string in a formal language. That means whatever it is written in Sanskrit, whatever it is written in mathematics, you have to present all the possible strings in a formal language. And this concept is developed by Panini, and we see this concept in today's modern computer programming languages like Python, HTML, Java, etc. And there is another notable person who is Pingala, who was a music theorist who works on binomial theorem, binary number system, and many more. So these was something very much special, or the development of mathematics in the ancient India. Now I will tell you some contribution of the Jain mathematician. So when we are talking about mathematics, we don't forget about infinity. In school times, we know what infinity is. It is something endless, limitless, countless. That is called infinity. But Jain mathematician was not satisfied with a single infinity. Even they give the 5 forms of infinity, 5 kinds of infinity. They are not satisfied with the one kind of infinity. So these 5 forms of infinity are, the first form is infinity in one direction. And the second form is infinity in 2 directions. That today we learn as infinity in a line. And the third infinity was infinity across the area. And today we called as a infinity in 2 dimensions. And the fourth infinity was infinity everywhere, which today call as infinity in 3rd dimension. And the last infinity in time, that we today known as infinity in time dimension. So that was the development of mathematics in that period. They gave the 5 forms of infinity thousands of years ago. And today we are using these forms of infinity across time and space even today. And now I will tell you, when we are talking about mathematics, in numbers, there are 2 big numbers, that is 0 and infinity. I have talked about what infinity is, how about the development of infinity, but what about 0? You're probably thinking like, I'm going to ask something about Aryabhat, but Aryabhat is from the classical age of India, but I'm talking about the ancient period. So what is the development of 0 in the ancient India or the ancient period? So I want to tell you the oldest mathematical manuscript that is found here in the Humanity, which is a Bhakshali manuscript that is written in Burshbak. And this Bhakshali manuscript contains a symbol which is used as shunya or void or null that has the same value as of 0. So there is the value of 0. There is a use of 0 in the ancient period as well. And not only this, as I told you, this is a mathematical manuscript. It also contains fraction, square roots, decimals, profit and loss, linear equations, quadratic equation, arithmetic progression, geometry, volume, and many more. So, and the third thing you can see in the right corner of the screen, you will see a huge symbol, which is pi, which is called as the golden ratio, which is the ratio of the circumference and the diameter. And we know that we in school times we use pi as 22/7, but you know that 22/7 is not that accurate. 22/7 is only accurate up to 2 decimal places, that is 3.14. So what is the accurate value of pi, or is there any development of pi in the ancient period? So I want to tell you a shlok from Rig Veda, the oldest Ved, that contains the value of pi up to 32 decimal places. So the shlok is Gopi Bhagya Madhuvrataha Shunga Shodidi Sangdiga Khala Jivit Khatava Galhala Rasandhara. So this is a shlok from 10th book of Rig Veda, and by Vedic numeral coding process. What is Vedic numeral coding process? It is a process where specific number is given to a specific letter of Sanskrit. In Gopi Bhagya, there is a specific letter, G, P. So there is a specific number given to that letter, and when we give these letters to the whole shlok, then we are getting the value of pi, which is accurate up to 32 decimal places. It is quite amazing. And thousands of years ago, Archimedes gives the value of pi, which is only accurate up to 4 decimal places. And let me go ahead. So whatever I taught till now is about, that is somewhere written in manuscript, that is somewhere written in the Sulba Sutra or the Sutra. So now I will tell you mathematics. As I told you that mathematics is beyond a subject. It is a concept of the universe, and mathematics can be found anywhere. In me, in you, in everything, there is a mathematics. So in that period, there is a huge mathematics, huge complex geometry that has been hidden behind the construction of the monuments. So I'm going to talk about that topic right now. So if I told you that you have to draw a circle with a free hand, you will find very much difficulty in making a simple circle, right? You will need some precise tool. But at that time, people don't have any precise tool. They don't have compasses. They don't have rulers. Even they don't have pencils. So how they do that? How they make huge geometry that contains some symmetry, that contains some patterns? So now I will going to tell you about that thing. So right now you can see a picture. And in Vedic period, there is a concept of Tretagni. Here you can see a picture. It is called Tretagni. Why it is Tretagni? Because there are 3 fire altars. And if you clearly see the picture, the shape of the fire altars, you will see there is a circular fire altar. You will see there are semi-circular fire altar, and there is a spherical fire altar. And the most astonishing thing is, each fire altar having the same area. They don't have any precise tool. They don't have the knowledge of pi at that time. So how they calculate the same area concept? Because there are different shapes, but the area is the same. So let me go with the easy way. What if I told you that you have to construct a square, and you have to give this square 4 cardinal directions, that is north, west, east, and south. So if you want to construct a square, you will need, to find the direction, you will need compass, magnetic compass. You will need scale to measure. You will need pencil to draw. You will need paper where you will draw. You will need protractor to find the angle, because we know a square is in the corners there is a 90-degree angle. So how they do that without these tools? Because at that time there were no compasses, no rulers, anything. So how they do that? They make the square with the help of circle. And now there is another mystery, that how can somebody make a square from a circle? So let's get first started with the direction. How they find the accurate direction for the Vedic preparation? Because in the Vedic preparation, directions are very much important. So first they have to look for a plane surface. Then they have to stick a rod that is perpendicular to the surface. So when the sun rises, it will give the direction. A shadow will be there in the west. It will give the direction of the west. And when the sun is going to be set down, it will give the direction to the east. So now they have the directions, east and west. Now they can prepare a Vedi. They can now construct some square and circles. So now the question is, how they convert a circle to a square? Because they don't know how to use the value of pi. They don't have any measurement. So this is according to the Sulba Shastra that has been taught in this Kalpa. So in Sulba Shastra, Sulba means rope and Shastra means principle. So Sulba Shastra is the principle of rope. So in Sulbashata, they just use a rope and a marker to mark. So how can somebody make a square with the use of rope? Because we know we can also make a circle with the use of rope. So how they construct a circle to a square, it's very much astonishing, right? So first what they did, they have to make a circle. And another thing is that there were no centimeters, no meters, no millimeters, no kilometers. So how they measure the diameter or the radii of the circle? So there are a measurement. A unit length was called as angula. So 1 angula is called as the 34 sesame seed that has been placed in a straight line is called 1 angula. Sesame seed are the till seeds. So 34th sesame seed is a unit length, which is of 1 angula. Suppose that this is a circle of diameter 1 angula. So what they have to do, they will construct same circle of the same diameter 1 angula as per presented in the presentation. And now you can see there are 4 intersection points. And when you join these 4 intersection points, you will get a square of side 1 angula. It is quite amazing that they made a square from a circle without the value of pi. And now it is most questioning that how they make a square to a circle. So now we have a square, and now we will convert that square to a circle. And the important thing is the square will be having the same area as of the circle. So first we have a square as per the previous described method. So now they have to first make a circle that inscribes the square. And now you can see the black part. If you divide the black part's length, the highest length into 3 parts, so 1/3 of the length will give a point, and that point we will make a radius and make a circle, and this circle will be of the same area as per the square. So this square and the circle that has been made inside will be of the same area, and this can be proved mathematically even today. So now there is a question that you will be thinking like it is so easy task, right? So now they have Vedi, now they will perform some yajna. Then there is a first plan that talks about how to perform a yajna. Now I will tell you this is not the end. Now they have to perform, then they have to create chiti, because this yajna has been performed in chitis. So there is a shape of chiti. For a particular purpose, there is a particular shape of chiti. For example, if you want to obtain prosperity, for the yajna preparation, the chiti shape will be of a falcon. If you want to destroy your enemies, so the shape of chiti would be a triangle. So these are the shape, and this is the real representation of a Shaina chiti. Shaina chitis look like this. In this chiti, we use bricks, and these bricks are of different shapes like triangles, squares, rectangles, parallelogram, trapezium, rhombuses. And these all shapes make together, and each layer consists of only 200 bricks. You can see in the real pit diagram, you will see that there are 5 layers, and each layer consists of only 200 bricks. And the total Shayanachiti will consist of 1000 bricks. So how can they do that? Because these bricks are having different shape, triangle, rhombuses, parallelograms are there. So how can they perform a similar structure for the Shayanachiti? And not only this, there are different structure for the odd and even places layer. And this is somehow for the Kurma Chiti, and this for Shaina Chiti. So what we see here, in the Vedic age, there are so much practical knowledge that has been hidden in the mathematical concept or the religious act. So this was a very, very short brief of the development of mathematics in the ancient period. Apart from the subject, mathematics in the ancient period was a practical based mathematics that you can see in the Shilpa Shastra, the construction of monuments. You can see mathematics in the astronomy that is used in some religious sects as well. You can see mathematics in Kalpa, which is used for the Vedi construction and the perform of Vedi yajna formation. And you can see everything is related to the practical knowledge of the mathematics in their daily lives. And even today, if we see flower petals, the formation of a flower, we see a lot of pattern there. If you see humans anatomy, if you see animals anatomy and plants anatomy, we will see some patterns, some symmetry. So we are all surrounded by numbers or mathematics, and that time people use the mathematics in a practical manner. And this is not the end. This is just the ancient period where we have some of the scriptures has been lost. We don't have much knowledge about that. But in the classical period, they have some notable personalities such as Aryabhat, Bhaskaracharya, Madhavacharya, Brahmagupta, and Nilkant, and their discoveries in the field of mathematics and in the field of branches that is related to mathematics. So I thank you for listening so patiently. I hope this will add some value to your life. And I thank Sakshi team. I thank my teachers, faculty. I thank this Google Meet platform. I thank the audience to listening me. I thank the internet. I thank the universe. And of course, I thank my mathematics for making this event possible. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Mr. Anand, for this sublime presentation, taking us to the roots of our mathematics. You once again reminded us of our rich cultural heritage and the ability that we possess. Meanwhile, you also cleared a very common misconception that is widely prevalent today in our society, that is of understanding the maths by Bharati Krishna Tirth ji as the actual Vedic mathematics. And to break it down further to the audience, I would like a minute of your time to describe an incident from 1950s when it was the peak time when the so-called Vedic mathematics of Tirth ji was gaining a heap of praises. While in Lucknow, when he was in Lucknow in 1950, delivering a lecture on his Vedic mathematics, he was questioned by a very renowned scholar of ancient Indian mathematics, K.S. Shukla. K.S. Shukla asked him that where in the Atharva Vedas, the 16 sutras, which you talk about is given, at what page, at which part it is given. It was a genuine question, to which Tirth ji replied that it is given in the Parishishtas, or the appendix. And Professor K.S. Shukla, who already seemed to have had a copy of Parishishtas with himself, he asked Tirth ji to point out exactly where the sutras are present, to which Tirth ji replied, and I quote, "It is given in my own Parishishtas and not any other." So many studies, as also pointed by Anand, shows that the mathematics along with the Sanskrit, which is used by Tirth ji, is quite a later development. So one should not confuse the Vedic maths by Tirth ji as the actual Vedic mathematics. With this, let us move to the question answer round. So the first question we have from Mohit Yadav. He is asking that why our ancient knowledge like Vedic maths, science, astronomy, theory got lost in the medieval and modern era.
Okay, so this question is from?
It is from Mohit Yadav.
Okay, thank you, Mohit, for asking me this question. So you are thinking that these things has been lost, but I would say that this is still continued, but we are not taking so much importance to it, because if we see that if somebody says that we are not developed in the means of, we say that in ancient period we were so much developed, there was so much development, but now we are not so much developed. So I would say that, because if we say that why India is not good in artificial intelligence, why India is not good in robotic process automation, so the answer is we don't have so much knowledge about it. Even 99% of Indians though doesn't know about Sulba Sutra that I have talked today. So there is a lack of knowledge. So if we are not having knowledge, so how we can develop? But there are so many institutions that is going to develop in the field of astronomy, like Kerala School of Mathematics is doing so many things. Even there are some research papers that state that the first calculus work has been from Kerala School of Mathematics. So they have enough of development that is being going there. So I hope you also contribute to the development of mathematics by the Indians. So that's all.
Thank you, Mr. Anant. I think it was quite nicely answered. Next question is from Mr. Shubham Tiwari. He's praising you for your presentation and is asking that if we were developed so much in the ancient time, then why we are not so much developed now? And if we had all these inventions and invented by Indians, so why today we don't have any own patents regarding those discoveries and the formulas?
Okay, thank you, Shubham, for your beautiful question. So we are talking about the ancient time, right? And this is because why we don't have any so much credit for that, because the knowledge that has been transferred is through the orally, the knowledge has been transferred by orally. So there are no such a concrete evidence to prove that this is the innovation that is from India or by that person or whatever else. So there are so lack of evidences, and I would like to say that India has been gone through so many invasion by the Mughals or by the in the colonization period. And the third thing is the language barrier, because these things are being written in Sanskrit and nobody can easily understand Sanskrit, and there were a huge loss of the education system right available there. So I would rather say that if you want to be developed right now, whether we are developed in the ancient period or not, the point matters is how developed we are today. So I would rather say a people without knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots. So we should praise our history. We should know our origin, so that we should not be like a tree without root, because we know a tree without root cannot survive. So we should first see how our roots are, and if our roots are strong, our presence will be powerful and our contribution should be celebrated. And if you're talking about the patents, I would like to mention that India has been credited for many of the things. India has been credited for the invention of zero. It has been credited for the decimal system. It has been credited for the Pythagoras theorem and the geometry that has been taught in Sulba Sutra. It also has been credited for iron pillar, that is a part of metallurgy in the ancient period. And it also has been credited for the cut-out temples of Ellora. It also been credited for the Mahabalipuram temples and temples of South India as well. It also be credited for the Rama Setu, which is an example of civil engineering. So there are so many patents right available there. I think we should gain some knowledge in order to understand our history, so that our presence will be powerful and our contribution should be celebrated again and again. Thank you.
Quite a remarkable answer, Mr. Anant. Now we have another question from Mr. Vishesh. He is asking that are these old sutras and techniques useful, as we have now you have modern formulas as the alternatives?
Okay. Yeah, these are also useful till today, because maths never old. There are some different methods, so we can use different methods, and that the thing that is valid at the ancient period, it is valid till now, because it is mathematical can be proven till today and at that period as well.
Okay, Mr. Anand. Another question is from Archana Bharti. She is asking if was Vedic mathematics also used in the ancient religious architecture like temples or stupas, and if it was used, how it was used?
Okay, so mathematics is everywhere in the architecture or the making of stupas. So there are some geometry. You can see there are cylindrical stumps are there, and there are so many symmetry, because you can see every pillar have the same architecture. And how can you do that? Because of the geometry. Because when we are constructing a temple or constructing a monument, then we should be understand what are the geometrical, the three-dimensional figures are. So if you see any of the figure, any of the instrument, even today the modern architecture, we are surrounded with the geometry that has been 3D geometry that contains cylinders, that contains some spheres, semi-spheres, and we all surrounded with mathematics. And even mathematics is everywhere. We can find mathematics everywhere, and architecture is also related to mathematics. Without mathematics, the structures cannot be formed. Right. Thank you.
Again, Mr. Anand, it was very nicely answered. Now, one more question is there from Mr. Manoj Singh. He's asking that don't you think we are intentionally looking for mathematics in ancient India? Can you please elaborate this?
Yeah, that's a very good question from Manoj. So I would like to say, if you are looking that we are thinking that we are intentionally looking for mathematics in ancient India, then I told you in the introduction and in the end as well that mathematics is not a subject. It is everywhere. It is a concept of the universe. So if I say you that if I change a little bit sequence in a DNA, if there is a change in DNA, and I will say there is a change in a DNA mathematics, then you will say there will be a lot of problems to us. There are a lot of genetic disorder. They may be genetic disorder. You will say you are applying mathematics in the biology, because DNA is related to mathematics, biology, not mathematics. So why you are applying mathematics to them? Because DNA is what? DNA is about the sequence and the series. So everything in the universe is related to mathematics. So that's how we are not intentionally looking for the mathematics. Mathematics is there. Whether we are looking at mathematics or not, it will be there. So it will be good for us to understand mathematics, to understand the concept of the universe, because mathematics is all about understanding and religion is all about the belief. So if you are only thinking ancient India as for the belief, as for the religion, it would not be good. If you are thinking both a belief and the understanding, so it will be very good for us if we are taking religion as well, and we are taking the mathematics as well. Thank you.
Saurabh, no more questions, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Now back over to you, Mudit.
Thank you, Mr. Saurabh and Mr. Anand. Now I would like to call Ms. Siddhi Tiwari, who is the speaker of next week, to brief us about her talk.
धन्यवाद मुदित, मुझे चर्चा में आमंत्रित करने के लिए। चर्चा में उपस्थित मुख्य अतिथिगण, आदरणीय अध्यापकगण एवं मेरे साथी विद्यार्थियों को मेरा नमस्कार। मैं सिद्धि तिवारी बीए प्रोग्राम सेकेंड ईयर की छात्रा हूँ। जैसा कि आप सभी जानते हैं, मैं आने वाले रविवार को जीएसटीएस चर्चा में भारतीय समाज के एक ज्वलनशील विषय पर अपना विचार प्रस्तुत करूंगी, जिसका विषय है दहेज, इतिहास, क्षेत्रीयता, आंदोलन और तर्क। और मेरे पाठ्य के उद्देश्य इस प्रकार है। पहला, दहेज प्रथा की उत्पत्ति, विकास एवं इसका आधुनिक स्वरूप क्या है। और दूसरा है भारतीय राष्ट्र में दहेज की क्षेत्रीय भिन्नता क्यों और कैसे है। तीसरा है दहेज प्रथा के लिए बने कानून एवं समाज पर उसका प्रभाव। चौथा है समाज में दहेज के प्रति लोगों को जागरूक करना, क्योंकि दहेज की सामाजिक अनैतिकता भारतीय समाज के लिए अभिशाप रही है और महिलाओं की कानूनी स्वतंत्रता के बावजूद भी जारी है। मुझे आशा है कि आपको मेरा विषय अच्छा लगेगा और दहेज से जुड़े कुछ नए पहलुओं से आप सभी अवगत होंगे। मैं सिद्धि तिवारी आप सभी से निवेदन करती हूँ कि अगले रविवार 13 जून को GSTS 18 में हमसे जुड़े। और मैं GSTS टीम को धन्यवाद करती हूँ कि उन्होंने मुझे इस चर्चा में अपने विचारों को प्रस्तुत करने का अवसर दिया। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Siddhi. We all are waiting for your talk on this fundamental topic. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the time for the announcement you all have been waiting for. That is the Speaker of the Month for May 2021. Before announcing the name, let me make you familiar with the process of adjudging the same. A 7-membered selection panel, which minutely looked upon everything for the whole month, meets up and after wide deliberations with simple majority decides the name of the speaker. The criteria which panel keeps in mind while determining the speaker of the month were richness of content, confidence and expressions of the speaker, eloquence, improvement of performance throughout the week. Although it was a tough choice to be made, given the fact that all 4 talks, each being better from one another, yet speaker was to be decided from Mr. Ankit, Miss Sachi, Miss Tanya and Miss MJ Mary. And to disclose that name, I would like to call Mr. Ajay Kumar sir, Assistant Professor, Department of History, Shyamlal College Evening, to felicitate the Speaker of the Month for May 2021.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ajay Kumar. Now I'm announced the Speaker of the Month. The Graduate Scholar Talk Series Speaker of the Month goes to the Miss Tanya from Vivekanand College, English Department. And for his topic, Combating Competency-Based Interview. And Tanya, I congratulate you on the behalf of the SLCE Society and Shyamlal College and other faculty members of University of Delhi. I'm very happy to that you have been declared as a winner Speaker of the Month. Because if I had take this decision personally, I would also choose your name as a winner. There were lots of positive things in your presentation. First thing, a relevant topic. Second, various kind approaches. This possible only by the hard work and your smile also. So congratulations, Tanya. And we have listened, heard lots of talks last month. Ankit, Sakshi, and MJ Mary also present very well, but a little bit better performance by the Tanya. And मैं पर्सनली सभी को कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो है निराश होने की जरूरत नहीं है। ये जो है केवल जो है ये एक थोड़ा सा फर्क है बस, ठीक है। जो है सभी का प्रेजेंटेशन जो था वो बहुत अच्छा था और जो है और जो है थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा अच्छा जो है उसका था, और ये कमेटी का डिसीजन है, ठीक है, और इसको सबको जो है एक्सेप्ट करना चाहिए, ठीक है। और जो है हमारा जो मेन मोटिव है कि हम जो है अपने नॉलेज को बढ़ाएं, ठीक है। तो ये जो है पार्टिसिपेशन से नॉलेज बनता है जो है। और तानिया को जो है फ्यूचर के लिए जो है वेस्ट विशेष है, सभी को वेस्ट विशेष है फ्यूचर के लिए। नाउ आई एम इनवाइट one office bearer for the presenting certificate and poster for this. Subham is presenting.
Yeah, you can see the poster of Miss Tanya from VNC DU. Now I am going to present the certificate.
Thank you, sir, for doing the honors. Thank you, Mr. Shobham. Ms. Tanya, would you
One
like to
second,
say
I am
something?
presenting her. Yeah, this is the certificate of achievement. Okay, thank you. Now you can go ahead.
Yes, Mudit.
Thank you, Shubham. Ms. Tanya, would you like to say something on her
Yes.
achievement?
Yes, thank you, all of you. Thank you, GSTS committee. It's all yours. We all know that how we had prepared for that, and how much your feedback was essential for the talk, and how that had improved me. So it was all yours, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be here. And from this, I had learned a lot, and I had boosted my personality. I had added value to that, and thank you so much. And it's all because of your feedback and your work over me, and just a little bit of hard work. And thank you so much. I would like to thank you again to Manish sir, and to all the GSTS committee member Ankit bhai and Aman sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Tanya. We wish you all the best for your future endeavors. The Speaker of the Month will be awarded with an exclusive certificate of Speaker of the Month, and a memento will be home delivered to the Speaker in a matter of days. Now, I would like to again welcome Bharti ma'am to share her views and inputs about today's session and the Graduate Scholars Talk Series.
Thank you once again for calling me, and बहुत ही अच्छा सेशन था। अनंत ने बहुत खूबसूरती से हिस्ट्री के श्रोताओं के सामने मैथमेटिक्स को रखा। टॉक में कहीं भी इंटरेस्ट को खोने नहीं दिया, और स्टूडेंट्स का जो एंथुजियाज्म है क्वेश्चंस को पूछने का, और एक बड़ा नंबर हमारे साथ जुड़ा हुआ था इस टॉक में। इट वाज मोर देन 80 आई थिंक। सो बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे आज इस टॉक में आके। एक दो चीजें, जैसे स्टूडेंट्स ने पूछा कि हम इंटेंशनली मैथ्स को एंशिएंट टाइम में ढूंढ रहे हैं, तो मैथ्स को ढूंढना नहीं पड़ता, मैथ्स हर जगह होता है। जब मैथ्स के नंबर्स नहीं थे, कुछ नहीं था, तब भी मैथ्स था। उसके बिना काम चलता ही नहीं है। अगर मान लो एक हर्ड ऑफ शीप को एक इंसान लेके जा रहा है घूमने, वो कैसे काउंट करके लेके जा रहा था उससे, जब नहीं थे नंबर्स? तो वो उन्हें लेके जाते थे, वो कहीं एक आध इधर उधर हो गई, वापस लेके आना है शाम को, कैसे लेके आएंगे? वो उन्हीं उतनों को ही वापस कैसे लेके आएंगे? तो वो एक एक जानवर के लिए एक एक पत्थर रखते थे कि एक जानवर जितने हम लेके गए हैं, हमने उतने पत्थर जो है रखे हैं काउंट करके, और जो है वापस आएंगे तो एक एक पत्थर के हिसाब से वापस उनको काउंट करते हुए हम लेके आएंगे, ताकि कितने मिस हुए नहीं हुए वो पता लगे। जब नंबर्स कुछ नहीं थे तो भी मैथ्स रहता है। तो मैथ्स तो जो स्कल्पचर्स की बात हुई, मॉन्यूमेंट्स की बात हुई, एंगल्स के थ्रू और शेप्स के थ्रू मैथ्स हर जगह है। आज की टॉक क्योंकि एंशिएंट मैथ्स पे थी, तो ऑब्वियसली अनंत ने एंशिएंट मैथ्स के बारे में बताया। करंट एरा में क्या चल रहा है, क्या रिसर्च चल रहे हैं। ऑब्वियसली हिस्ट्री के रिसर्चर्स को या हिस्ट्री के स्टूडेंट्स को उतना नहीं पता जितना मैथमेटिक्स में चीजें हैं, बट मैथ्स लेटेस्ट टाइम में टेक्नोलॉजी से इतना ज्यादा जुड़ चुका है। ये सारा कंप्यूटर्स, जो कंप्यूटर साइंस का जो जितना भी चीजें हैं, सब उसका बेस क्या है? मैथमेटिक्स है। मैथमेटिक्स के बिना तो आप स्टार्ट भी नहीं कर सकते थे कंप्यूटर, और कंप्यूटर के बिना आज की दुनिया आप जो डिजिटलाइजेशन देख रहे हैं वो पॉसिबल ही नहीं है। तो अब जो है कैलकुलेशंस या उन शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स या उनके ऊपर चीजें नहीं रह गई हैं कि हमें जो है वैदिक मैथ्स की शॉर्टकट ट्रिक्स की। आजकल कंप्यूटर का जमाना है, सॉफ्टवेयर्स आ गए हैं, आपको इतनी लंबी लंबी कैलकुलेशन सेकंड्स में, नैनो सेकंड्स के अंदर चीजें आ जाती हैं। तो टाइम चेंज हो गया है, चीजें बदल गई हैं, हमारी डायरेक्शंस बदल गई है, लेकिन क्योंकि आप लोग हिस्ट्री के स्टूडेंट्स हैं, देन ऑब्वियसली आप लोग वो सब पढ़ते हैं जो चीजें पुरानी हो चुकी। इसका मतलब ये तो नहीं कि उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस नहीं है। यू पीपल आर वेल एजुकेटेड एंड हिस्ट्री के ही आप लोग हैं सभी, तो आपको तो पता है। इसी तरह से मैथ्स की भी अपनी हिस्ट्री है। अनंत ने बहुत अच्छे से हमें आज मैथमेटिक्स की हिस्ट्री के साथ हमें जोड़ा। बहुत अच्छी टॉक थी एंड वंस अगेन थैंक यू वेरी मच। बहुत अच्छा लगा मुझे आपके इस टॉक में आकर। थैंक्स मनीष।
भारती मैडम नमस्कार।
नमस्कार जी। नमस्कार सर। नमस्कार।
मैं देर से आया था, मैंने तब हमने सोचा कि चलिए लास्ट में आपको धन्यवाद देते। चलिए मनीष जी,
बहुत अच्छा लगा सर, बहुत अच्छा लगा। आपकी हिस्ट्री सोसाइटी जो है बहुत अच्छा काम कर रही है।
मैथ्स का
मुझे गो अहेड।
सब मनीष जी कर देने। चलिए
थैंक यू वेरी मच मैम।
सर जॉइंट कोलैबोरेशन है, मैं बच्चों का भी देख रही हूँ कितना पार्टिसिपेशन है, किस तरह से उन्होंने चीजें ऑर्गेनाइज की एंड रिमार्केबल, बहुत अच्छा था। वेल डन।
Thank you very much, ma'am. We are grateful to you. Now, I would like to call Dr. Kundan Mishra, ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Shyamlal College Evening, to provide us her valuable inputs and views about today's talk.
Thank you all of you. I listened your whole session and it was very nice session. So topic was very valuable because the topic was ancient mathematics in Vedic mathematics in ancient. So the topic was very valuable because there are many misconceptions that the sutras are really in ancient India, but these sutras are really in debate from where they originated. So इसलिए ये टॉपिक बहुत अच्छा था कि only sutras are not only used in ancient India. तो एंशियंट इंडिया में जो हम लोगों ने देखा कि जो वो यज्ञ करते थे और जो उसमें शेप्स बनाते थे, वो सब आपने अभी 9th 10th के मैथमेटिक्स में पढ़ा है। तो इससे क्या पता चलता है? ये पता चलता है कि हमने अपनी एंशियंट हिस्ट्री का कितना महत्व है हमारे मैथ्स को भी आगे यूज करने में। सो इसलिए और उसी हिस्ट्री को आगे लेते हुए आज जो हम मैथ्स के फील्ड में आगे बढ़ रहे हैं, जहां हम जैसा मैम ने कहा कि हम नैनो सेकेंड्स में कैलकुलेशन कर लेते हैं या किसी चीज़ का रिजल्ट आता है, तो ये सब कहाँ है? ये हमने जो शुरुआत से इन चीज़ों की जानकारी रखा है, उसी को आगे बढ़ाते हुए आज हम यहाँ तक पहुँचे हैं। सो ये आपका सेशन ये भी दिखाता है कि हिस्ट्री का हमारे आगे डेवलपमेंट में कितना योगदान रहा है। इसलिए आपका ये टॉपिक और भी बहुत वैल्यूएबल है, ताकि हम अपने हिस्ट्री के नॉलेज को और भी इनरिच करते रहें और हमारा आगे डेवलपमेंट होता रहे। सो एंड द स्पीकर जोशी presented all the things very confidently and very nice, in a very nice way. So I thank you all of you.
मैम कुछ वर्ड्स बच्चों के लिए, मैम कुछ वर्ड्स, few words for my students, organizers, कुछ वर्ड्स बच्चों के लिए मैम।
सर ये सारा ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जो था ये बच्चों के नहीं किया और बच्चों ने इसे बहुत ह्यूज पार्टिसिपेशन इनका रहा, इन्होंने बहुत इंथुजियाज्म दिखाया। सो दिस वाज वेरी नाइस सेशन। और सर आपका इसमें भी बहुत ही ज़्यादा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है, जो आपने एक इस तरह की सोसाइटी बनाई है और जहाँ इस तरह के थॉट्स का हम एक्सचेंज करते हैं, और मुझे भी बहुत अच्छा लगा कि हिस्ट्री के बच्चे मैथ्स में इतना इंटरेस्ट ले रहे हैं और इतनी अच्छी तरह से चीज़ों को प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं सर। तो ये बहुत ही खुशी की बात है। ज़्यादातर बच्चों का जो आर्ट्स में रहते हैं सर, उनका मैथ्स में इतना ज़्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं दिखता है। तो मुझे ये बात आज आकर यहाँ बहुत ही अच्छी लगी।
मैम एक सबसे बड़े मैथमेटिशियन हिस्टोरियन थे डीडी कोसाम्बी. He did his PhD in mathematics. Yes, Mudit, go ahead. मुदित एक सेकंड. बलराम सर, अगर आप भी कुछ ब्लेसिंग्स देना चाहें तो बच्चों को मोस्ट वेलकम सर.
बहुत अच्छा लगा ये एंशिएंट के साथ लिंक करके, और मैं आपका धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा कि आपने मुझे इसमें बुलाया और बच्चे ने जिस हिसाब से आंसरिंग की, दैट वाज वेरी गुड. और अब ये जो वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स में जो सूत्रस हैं, अगर आप देखोगे, अभी मुझे याद नहीं है, इसको अलजेब्रा से रिलेट करके ये सारा मैथमेटिकल अलजेब्रा फॉर्मुलेशन बनाई गई है कि कैसे ये एक प्रॉपर मैथमेटिक्स है. और एमबीए में जैसे आप देखो, ये ऑब्जेक्टिव जो ट्रिक्स अप्लाई करते हैं वो सारी वैदिक मैथमेटिक्स से ली गई है. तो बहुत अच्छा लगा.
थैंक यू सर. मैंने बलराम सर को आफ्टरनून में फोन किया, जगाया और बोला सर आपको आना है, बच्चों को बुलाना है. थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कमिंग सर. थैंक यू. मुदित, सो गो अहेड. मुदित.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you, sir. You very highlighted the significance of math, and we are extremely grateful to you for joining with us. Now, I would like to call Ms. Divya Tyagi to give vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mudit. Good evening, everyone. I am Divya Tyagi, a proud member of Sakshya, the History Society of Shamlal College Evening. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks today in the 17th session of GSTS. I, on behalf of the whole Sakshya and GS team, extend a hearty vote of thanks to everyone present here. We all know about the current situation of the corona pandemic. Everyone is filled with grief due to such huge loss of lives. We can't thank everyone enough to be a part of this event, even in such difficult times. Your presence here is highly appreciated. Now, as you may know, the Department of History is under the convenership of Dr. D.N. Singh and under the guidance of Dr. Pramod Kumar sir, Dr. Manish Karamwar sir, Dr. Seema Meena ma'am, and Dr. Ajay Kumar sir. In 2016-17, Sakshya was first formed, and the current office bearers are Mr. Ankit as President, Ms. Mandira Paul as Vice President, Mr. Shubham Tiwari as Secretary, Ms. Preeti Rai as Joint Secretary, and Ms. Chani Sikarwar as Treasurer. Sakshya has organized quizzes, debates, lecture series, seminars, career counseling, and educational trips. Sakshya also organized the OBE seminar and Graduate Scholars Talk Series, GSTS, which is a weekly talk series started to present the scholars' views on various topics to enhance their ideas and speaking skills. Now, I wish to express my gratitude to our guest, Dr. Bharti ma'am, for her kind, encouraging, and informative words, and for giving us her precious time. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to express my thanks to Dr. D.N. Singh sir, convener of the society, for his presence in this program. My sincere thanks to all the faculty members who became a part of this event. Special thanks to Dr. Kundan Mishra ma'am, Dr. Dharma Rawat ma'am, Dr. Balram sir, Dr. Pankaj sir, Dr. Anil Singh sir, Dr. Uma ma'am, Dr. Ashwini Jassal sir, and Dr. Dheeraj Singh sir for joining us today. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our speaker, Mr. ANANT JOSHI, for his explanation of the topic Actual Vedic Mathematics in Ancient India. A big thank you to Mr. ANANT JOSHI for his efforts toward his lecture, and it was absolutely amazing how he tackled all the questions. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to place on record our hearty thanks to the GSTS team for their enormous cooperation in the organization of this event. I can't thank everyone enough for their involvement and their willingness to take on the completion of tasks even in these difficult times. Finally, I wish to thank all the students from various departments who joined and became a part of today's event. Thank you all so much for your time and patience. Once again, thank you all very much. Stay inside, stay safe, and take care of each other. We'll see you next Sunday on 13th June 2021 with the topic Dahej, Itihas, Kshatriyata, Andolan or Tark by Siddhi Tiwari. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. So it's time to leave. Thank you. I'm the last one who leaves. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Bharti ma'am. Thank you, Kundan ma'am. All of my students. Thank you very much for the part of the GSTS team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. हाँ डीएन सर, अब आप बोल सकते हैं.
सबको थैंक यू. मैं कुंदन मिश्रा मैडम को नमस्कार.
नमस्कार सर, नमस्कार मैम,
हाँ
नमस्कार।
चलिए
Thank you,
बहुत
Balram
बहुत
sir.
आप
Thank
लोग
you.
का
Thank you for the coming.
ओके ओके
नमस्कार।
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Anant. Well done. Keep it
Thank you,
up.
sir. Thank
वेल
you.
डन अनंत, बहुत अच्छा।
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, and thank you for my whole GSTS and Saksh team. Thank you so kindly leave this session. I'm the last one who is going to leave because I have to stop this broadcast. Thank you.
Good evening, sir.
हाँ Radhe, good evening. Good evening, Anis. Good evening, Rohit. Pankaj sir, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Sweta, thank you. Sweta Srivastava, thank you.
Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Remembering me.
Yeah. That's why I send you a link. Thank you. And do coming. Okay, Sweta?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you, Praveen. Thank you, Mr. Khan. Preeti.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Preeti. Thank you. अच्छा रहा.